home.
That's pretty good. See that back here? I bought a 64 Nova.
Gonna be a gasser.
Yeah, it's gonna be a gasser. It's like I'm coming for Dad. Come and give me a piece of penny with an actual Nova from that time period. So
I gotta get one next.
Yeah, I'll make this adjustable so when I can't drive, I'll throw Colton in the seat and let him shift.
Yeah. I'll shift that 4-speed for him.
Yeah, Colton can drive 4-speed now. 5-speed, straight drive.
Yeah, anything straight drive.
But it ain't gonna be nothing like you see it now. It'll be, we'll see. But went and bought another car. I got it bad.
It'll be period correct.
Oh, it will be. And this old diesel truck, I knock diesels and Duramaxes and whatever else. I'm not a fan of the cool factor, but you want something towed and hauled and driven. Look, he filled this thing up and it's only used maybe a quarter tank. And that's because we got, see this traffic over there? We got stuck in that for like 30, 40 minutes.
From Asheville to Blaine, Tennessee, past Knoxville, and coming back, and it's right at a quarter of a tank we've used.
Pulls awesome, good torquey old truck. Gets good gas mileage. Yeah, you can't even tell that car's back there. Whose trailer's that? Cody's?
Yeah, my friend Cody.
Thanks, Cody, for letting me use your trailer. Give me a car. Really appreciate it. Colton's got to go get some stuff for a wedding.
Yeah.
No, he ain't getting married. Don't worry about that.
That ain't fun. That probably won't ever happen.
Yeah, me neither. Marriage is stupid. I don't see no point in it.
Just have hot rods.
Hot rods are fun.
Yep.
But there it is. It's already got one hole, a little hole in the hood. That hole's gonna be a whole lot bigger than that. Now I gotta figure out a way to make it a tilt front end. I might have to wait till I do a tilt front end until I get the straight axle and stuff running. It's gonna be a real straight axle, not a speedway kit, none of that crap. It'll be a real straight axle. And the cool thing about 64 steering box is you can use that same steering box, just run your rods to each point of the straight axle and it'll pull and work perfect. So I figured I might just cut the frame rails, run me some tubing out and put me a straight axle under that way. And do my own motor mounts and all that. That's yet to be seen. We're just still trying to get to the house. I'm already plotting. Ain't even got a home yet.
That's the way it starts.
But Colt come down here with me, drove his truck down here, put miles on. I can't think of it enough. Love him to death. He's awesome. Even if he does wreck his motorcycle.
Hey, when a 64-year-old lady pulls out in front of you.
64 ain't even really that old.
Well, still.
64 is older. It's not that old. Yeah. Like if she was like 90, I'd be concerned. But he's gonna get him a little money. He didn't get hurt.
I'll get money out of it.
He just laid her down to keep him hitting that car, so he's fine.
Motor parts.
Yeah, see, well, instead of fixing, well, he'll fix a motorcycle, but instead of...
She'll fix a motorcycle, then my pain money will go to...
Yeah, but he's hurt so bad. Oh, man, he just... Yeah, yeah, look at that. Painful.
I stay out of work for a week.
And get paid for it, yeah. But... All right, we're headed back to the house. I'll turn the camera back on whenever we get closer, but I had to do a little, tell you, since I got the car, I'm actually getting pumped up on it now, so I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be awesome. I'll show you my 64. This car used to be a street freak. It had a straight axle on it, but it was automatic. It wasn't a period car, a lot of period gasser. It's just a high setting 64, but when I'm done with this, it's gonna be period for one and the other, so I can come run with the Southeast gassers and give my dad someone to race on his level using real junk parts like they used to do in the 60s. That way we ain't competing with no fault motors or nothing like that. It'd be me and Dad. But this is it. I already set my scoop on it. Scoop's gonna be painted with a old Western scene. Car's gonna be black, maybe with some gold. It's gonna be paneled. It'll be true old school 60s. Gonna go with a 12 bolt under it, maybe 488 gear or 513, something like that if I can find it, but it will be a 12 bolt and the fender wells will be radiused. That right there is a straight axle. It's awful big. I may end up narrowing it or doing whatever I can to get it to fit. I'm also looking for another one that ain't gonna be no speedway. It has to be a real deal axle out of an actual vehicle. I ain't gonna call up speedway and order one, because that's not true 60s. I mean, it works if that's what you want to do, but I'm a stickler for doing stuff as, you know, you've seen the 57, as close to real 60s as possible, and junkyarding it. because we ain't got no money, so that's why we have to do stuff. But it does, I am leaving the window tint in it because I like it, but it's going to have the short seats. It's going to be Muncie 4-speed, 327 hump heads, 2 660 carburetors if I can find them. I'm rebuilding the set right now, but they're not mine, they're for somebody else. But I'll probably just have 600s for the first race. I'm shooting to come race at the very last gasser race in November for the Southeast Gassers. But it will be a tilt front end. But yeah, that's my goal. Real 327, you know, hump heads, maybe 11 or 12 to 1 piston, forged crank that come in the 327. It's actually a large journal 327 crank and pink rods and pistons. And I'm going to drop all that in a 350 block because 350 block is the same as 327 block. The only thing that changes is the stroke. So you got 350 crank and 350 stroke makes it 350. 327 makes it 327. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put me a big old heavy flywheel in it. And build my own ladder bars like I did on the Nova and like on Dad's 57. It's got frame connectors in it that somebody bought and put in it, but they're coming out and I'm going to make my own. Because like I said, I don't want this car to be anything like anybody else's. So everything has to be hand built by me and done, you know, my way. And the interior, I ain't got no interior. Like you see, I got a hoop back there. I'm gonna put a roll bar in it because it's gonna need it. I'm gonna do all the interior work because 60s gassers had to have interior in them. That was part of the rules. They had to have a full interior. You could remove the back seat to make room for a roll bar or whatever, but it still had to have something back there that resembled a back seat. It'll probably be a C gas, just like Dad's is, because of the weight to cubic inch ratio. But this is it. I picked it up for a really good deal, man. The guy had it in Blaine, Tennessee. It was originally somebody who lives in Tennessee's car. It was actually a street car, which it will be tagged and insured. It'll be a street legal car, like cars had to be in the 60s. They had to be street cars. And that's what it'll be. It's going to be on the same level as Dad's 57, bad penny. So, if y'all like that, you'll probably appreciate this one, because it's gonna be cool. And I picked this year because this is the year that I wanted before I ever thought about getting my 74. This is what I wanted, and I could never afford it, and I worked and painted and saved and saved and saved, and finally got me enough money and stumbled across one, and everything fell into place, and I ended up bringing her home. But that's it. I'll tell y'all the name. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just. Well, no, I think Dad will repost it on Facebook. It's going to be called Calamity Jane, named after that old wild, crazy Western woman. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be wild, crazy. So, there's the name. Dibs on it. Don't nobody copy it or take it. But I think it'll be cool. It's going to be cool. And that scoop, y'all remember that scoop? It was on my car. I made it out of real thin sheet metal. Just welded it all together, see? It's going to be painted different. Most important thing to me, though, is getting... Oh, check this out. I'll show y'all this. See, with that straight axle over there, see, I can take factory steering box off of one of these. See right there? Factory steering box. The way it comes down. I can take the factory steering box and use it to steer straight ox and everything. Ain't gonna be a Vega box. Ain't gonna be nothing like that. It's not gonna be no kit. But a lot of people order those kits, which, like I said earlier, that's cool if that's what you're into. But I want it to be real deal, you know, as true as it can be. So I'm gonna build my own frame, build my own down bars to support the frame. May have to cut that. I was watching a video on there on how to do it. For a straight axle, the way to do it, you got to heat it and everything else because of the metal that they're made out of, cast iron or cast steel, whichever it was. And that one being a Ford, they said the Ford is the only one you can really do that with, so we're going to find out. And if I ruin it, then I'll be looking for another one, but I don't think I will. See, it's already got the mounting brackets for the shocks and everything. Pretty sure that's out of a 48 or 49 Ford. But I'll see if I can find some numbers on it, find out for sure, and let everybody know. It's a little wide, but it's just going to have to be like that until I narrow it, or I mean I may just leave it wide. I don't really care. It's going to be a gasser. It's more function than appearance anyways. But, so that's the plan. I'm gonna come roll with my dad and all you other fellas. You get some cool group of people. Everybody has that same kind of common interest in true old school stuff. So that's what I'm gonna get. I've always been into that, as you can see from my Nova. Love the old 70s and stuff, but this is gonna be 60s. Period 60s. Also, I'm looking for pedals, 4-speed pedals for 64, 62, 63, whatever. Nova. So if anybody has any, I also need a scatter shield. Not just a bell house, I need a real scatter shield so that if that flywheel comes loose, it don't cut my legs off. Because I will be zinging her up there. But, so that's the plan so far. See, it's got the factory gas tank in it. I'll probably just end up leaving that in. I will relocate the battery to the back. Run me some hard fuel line. I don't like that factory stuff. Especially when I put 6.6 on, it's got to have the big fuel line. But, like I said, that's the plan. Calamity Jane. It's going to be awesome. If y'all like the stuff I've done before, you're going to love this.